Senna. Margaret. Yes, awesome. Eric, so good to see you guys. And this is a perfect time for you to change. You can rename yourself, you guys, so that if you want to be referred to whatever name during this event. Thank you so much for being here at the connection scene. Hopefully you're going to make some connections that are meaningful to you and what your goals are. That's the whole goal of the connection scene. So you're going to get to ask questions, interact. We're going to do some fun improv games and hear from an industry pro who has really cool stories to share about her perspective, working as an actor, a director, and a screenwriter, and a content creator. Hello, Brooke. There's a lot of people coming in, so welcome. Awesome. Awesome. Does anybody want to, since I have a lot of students, Jillian, shout out to the chorus. Do you want to unmute yourself and be like, do background music, background music. Oh yes, music makes the people come together. Yes. Okay, I'm going to just remind my students also, it is helpful for us to see you. In my performing arts classes, they're really used to showing themselves. So that is helpful tonight as well for my 9th through 12th grader performing arts students, okay? Okay. Awesome, good to see you guys. Thanks again for coming. And just a reminder for you guys, feel free to use that chat and be active in the chat. We have, oh, let me mute that. The first question before you get to meet our special guest tonight, can you guys just, what comes to mind when you ask yourself this question? To become a successful actor, you need to what? There's a lot of different answers, probably thousands. It's infinite how many ways you can respond to that and be right. So there's a lot of right answers. But this is cool for Melissa, our special guest. She's looking in the chat, I'm sure. And Adam, shout out to Adam Hasper, our marketing coordinator. He's here moderating tonight, so he will also be watching the chat and catching some stuff. And there we go. I've got the chat up too. To become a successful actor, you need to be silly is what I'm going to throw out there right away. That's why we started singing, creating background music that nobody's ever heard before. Who am I? I am Amy Ciceri. I design and teach the CTE courses that are the visual and performing arts, otherwise known as the VAPA department. And I'm also an advisor for 2 clubs, the art scene. And these clubs are open to 3rd through 12th graders. I see a lot of you youngins here, which is awesome. So if you're interested in being around creative people, the art scene, we meet once a month. And it's broken into different groups, okay? And then there's also the music club. If you like music, singing, playing instruments, just being around music, then we meet twice a month. So just a shout out, email me, Ciceri, Elite Academic, and you can get all that information at any point. So just so you're aware. I want to give a special thank you to my CTE director, Ashley Kirkland. She's here tonight, woo! And let's us do all this fun stuff. So thank you, Ashley. And again, thank you, Adam. And also Kylie, she's on the marketing team and helping to coordinate tonight's event. Okay, so the connection scene tonight with Melissa Martinelli. I highly recommend you guys open up her website on a different tab or a different device if you have it. Adam's going to put the link in the chat too. It's melissamartinelli.com. And yeah, she's an actor, screenwriter, director. So much you will see on this website that it would take all the episode time tonight to just talk about her bio. So I pulled these fun facts from her homepage, and it says Melissa is Greek origin, translates to honeybee. Do we have any honeybee fans out there? Yeah. So her name means that. That's pretty cool. Recently, she saved and adopted a rescue dog. She named him Reuben. Yes, we love animals. Reuben. She had the special honor of playing the 21st century version of Lucy Ricardo, the icon Lucille Ball from I Love Lucy. You can see that in the media part of her website where she plays Lucy. One more thing I want you guys thinking about that you might not be aware of. Melissa is an Elite Academic Academy community partner, which means you can take lessons, private lessons, or small group lessons in screenwriting. A lot of you love to write. You've told your teachers that. We are bringing her to you, handpicked. And she also, if you're into wanting to develop your acting skills, she's wonderful. So you can be asking her those kind of questions tonight too, okay? And something to think about that would be helpful, I think, is just to show you those flyers. Here's the acting lesson flyer, and these are posted on Parent Square. Okay, so you can find out that information for the acting, and then also the screenwriting. Writing is where it starts. I tell my students that all the time. Writing for all art forms. We need the story, right, to motivate us. Okay, so this is from her website, and I thought it'd be cool to see her in action. And then you're going to see her live in action. Here we go. Let's watch her comedy reel. How's that? I wanted to give it time to buffer. You doing okay? Okay.
Not important. I've come to learn that some people are better in text form.
You mean like you or like me?
I'm gonna pull up. Hi.
Hey, Nikki.
Listen, I just wanted to tell you that I was really sorry about you and your wife and everything.
Yeah.
C was telling me. And
Yeah.
I wanted to give you my phone number. Just in case you have any questions about C or school or
okay.
yeah, anything else. Fold it up.
This one fold is okay.
I don't need you to lose it. It's,
No.
Maybe should I? I think we lost them. Did it? Beer's so hot in there. And that route, oh God, I love the route that you chose. Really? At least he's still not parallel parking like Ford. Don't bring Ford into this. Babe, you made it. Yeah, right.
I think that's your best one yet.
I'm thinking of using cake batter next time. It's got textures, patterns. You think a magazine will do a write-up?
Talk to my editor.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Awesome. Okay. Let me go back to this really quick. So that's pretty cool to see Melissa doing that. And just one more quick reminder, especially to my performing arts students, you guys have the opportunity. I shared this commercial sides, basically like a section of a script that was used for a Kodak camera commercial. And if any of you want to do this and you're just seeing this for the first time, you can screenshot this and kind of look it over. It's a really short read, and you could even read just one line. You can say one line. And if you want Melissa to hear you and then give you some feedback, it's all about feedback in life. And you'll have that opportunity. So that's a reminder. All right. I'm going to stop sharing my screen so we can see everybody. And without further ado, everybody meet Melissa. Woo!
Welcome.
Everybody's so nice and quiet, you know, muted. So, absolutely. Thank you for being here. Yeah, and you guys stay active in the chat. This is something that, you know, every webinar, Connection Scene webinar, it's tradition to start with some really serious questions. These are serious. Actors are used to being under a lot of pressure and having to answer questions quickly. So this is a rapid fire question segment, and everybody can participate in the chat. Melissa, we're going to listen to your responses as we do so. Get ready. Milkshakes or smoothies?
Milkshakes.
Oh. Stripes or florals?
Floral.
Misty frost mornings or warm poolside evenings?
Evenings. Poolside evenings.
Fairgrounds or fireworks shows?
Fireworks.
Baby, you're a fire. How many of you just got that song going in your head when you heard her say fireworks? Frozen yogurt or ice cream?
Ooh, frozen yogurt.
Ladybugs or butterflies?
Ladybugs.
Violin or acoustic guitar?
Ooh, violin.
Dusty pink or mustard yellow?
Dusty pink.
Beanbag or hammock?
Hammock.
Last one, mild or spicy?
Mild.
All right, passed. You passed the most difficult questions of the night. So the first thing, how did it start for you, Melissa? How did you start acting? Where did it start?
For me, it first started when I was 5. I booked my first gig with my mother eating ice cream cake. And from there, I started to take it a little bit more professionally in my 20s.
Awesome. So you had her continual support. Was there any overprotective mom going, ooh, gotta get a backup plan, get a couple backup plans? You're going into a...
Yeah, so so my mom dabbled in modeling, and that was her field. And they came across me and they were like, oh, great, mom and daughter. And it worked really well. And I started to take off, but then it became, I couldn't be a kid. And I was a kid that played in dirt and climbed trees and played with bugs. So it became a little difficult when they wanted me to wear dresses, and I had bruises on the knees and cuts and scrapes. So my mom, both and I agreed that it was best for me to be a kid, and that when I was ready to pursue it, I pursued it back in my teens and started to get it back into it when I felt like I was ready to, and then got professional when I got into my 20s.
Cool. So the ball was in your court as far as is just letting you feel out the timing of it and making it most natural and organic for you. That's awesome.
Yeah, she supported me, and I'm glad that she kind of like enlightened me to, like, you can't be you, Melissa, and that for me was an eye opener, because I think that definitely helped mold me who I am today. That I got to be a kid and have that neighborhood kid play, and kind of those nights and those summers and stuff like that. So that was important to me.
Well, it's something that you hear about with child actors. It's hard for them to try to balance, and you don't want them to feel like they're missing out on a normal childhood, but for whatever perspective that is, but
it plays a role.
Yeah. From your own personal experience perspective, how would you define acting?
For me, I feel like we're all actors. We're all acting in some form or way. I definitely feel like it's kind of allowing people to affect you and affect others. I think it's existing. I think it's living. I think it's being in the moment. I don't really define it per se as acting, but I think Stanford Miser said it really nice. He said, like, it's acting to him is living truthfully in imaginary circumstances.
Yeah.
You go with your instinct first before your words. Your body knows before your words know. So it's very improv. It's very instinctual. It's very just go for it type of thing.
Totally. And that's, it's hard, I think, for students to really understand that it is within them because of their own experiences.
Yes.
And they just need to validate them and know that they're interesting.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that most kids, I think, overlook. They're like, I got nothing interesting going on.
No, I mean, the only difference is I have a camera on me. That's it. And sometimes
Every-
they give me words and they give me a character to be. And then I put myself and I meet myself with that character and I become that, and that's that. Other than that, I mean, we're always constantly acting in our everyday lives.
Yeah.
We're adjusting, we're improving, we're reacting, we're affecting, we're, doing different things. And, acting in my definition is always truthful as long as it's there. So, yeah.
Totally. Okay. Why do you, Melissa Martinelli, why do you act? Is it a passion? Do you love it?
Yes.
I mean, and you can take it into directing too if you want at any point, or screenwriting if you want,
No, I think for me, I obviously love acting. I'm extremely passionate about it. I wouldn't say there's one thing. There's multiple reasons why I do acting. I love storytelling. I love relationships. I just love kind of being able to be creative and collaborating with different people. And I think that's really important in acting, getting to improv, getting to think of ideas, bounce them back, and kind of create. So yeah, I love relationships. I love acting. Yeah.
What is your training look like?
Training?
Or how did you start like training, or how, I know you're constantly training as
Yes.
an actor, right? Like the training never stops, because
Yeah.
especially this day and age, when you were training, as a teenager versus now, and you're training for something completely different, an industry that's always advancing. So it, right?
Yeah. I mean, it starts off, I really liked kind of, it kind of depends what genre you kind of want to go into. I mean, I think improv is great because I think improv gets you out of your head. It gets you out there and it gets you to kind of, even if you just want to public speak, improv is really great base to start off of. But there's always classes and groups and kind of private coaching and different things that can lead for theater. If you're doing film, TV, they're all just different aspects. They're all forms and different forms of art. But I think they can definitely be taught and kind of there's a different form and a way that you reach your audience and your viewers differently on each format, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And you guys feel free, please, if Melissa says anything. I mean, I have questions, but she's here for you guys. I get my questions pretty much from the conversations that I have with my students and what they talk about. So feel free at any point in the chat if she sparks a question for you. Okay.
And I think it's important when I will note when it comes to education too, to kind of really do your research. What one teacher does for somebody may not do for another, and vice versa. Who you find your tribe, find your people. I was very specific about who I chose to work with and study with in my craft, because it's important, because it really can help you build layers, and then who you feel comfortable with, who you're vulnerable with, and they learn your craft and who you are, so they find your quirks and your this and that. So it's really important to take the time to study with the right people, and get in different programs or go to colleges. There's just so many different aspects when it comes to art that you kind of could just dive into. Even internships, I did plenty of internships. I did internships and casting directors, just to kind of get the feel for in front of the camera, behind the camera. There's so many just different things that you can kind of dabble into.
Yeah, you extract so much value from every different experience, right? As many new experiences. If it's not working, then change it, right?
Yep.
Then, but if it's working, it's working. Do you have a favorite, speaking of training, do you have a favorite warm-up or like a pre-performance routine that you do that kind of gets you centered, focused?
It's funny. I actually don't. I take a couple breaths. I make sure I understand the world in which that's around me, that I'm playing into or living into. Just even looking at me like this, I specifically set this up for you guys. This is pretty much my self-tape setup. Obviously, I do a little bit more things. I have a mic and do a little bit more lighting issues and a little bit different. But this backdrop and kind of all this is my setup. So I make sure in my moment before I understand the world that I'm not in, but I'm in it. Take a couple deep breaths and just kind of just be. That's what I do for my pre-before.
Yeah, especially now, in this COVID era that we're in, all acting is in this format. And you were sharing that with me recently of all the auditions that you're doing, and this is the norm now. There's a question in the chat. Awesome.
Perfect.
Okay. Was there a moment in your life or career that you knew that acting, screenwriting, or directing was what you wanted to pursue? Like, was it a moment? Did you have an epiphany, light bulb go off?
I did. So I've always been long and slender, and I've always had the look of model-esque, and I think that's why I got into it at a very young age. And I saved up all my money, and I signed myself up for my first class, which was at a school. And I was sitting there and I was taking all of my runway classes and doing all this beauty stuff and doing this and do that. And I got to peek in for where the actors went. And I was like, oh, this is where the actors go. And they allowed a few people to perform monologues. And I watched this young lady perform a monologue. And I knew in that moment, that's what I want to do. And from that point on, I did modeling, and I do it, and I still do it, and I love it. And it's just a different form. But at that point, I knew, okay, this is for me. This is what I'm pursuing. Yeah. The way she made me feel was how I knew I wanted other people to feel.
Yeah. That's the gut, right? It's hard. Like everybody's
About it now. It's so right there. I literally could be in tears about it now. I just knew from that moment. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for that question, Senna. I should have given you the opportunity to ask it. I'm so sorry. By all means, any of you can unmute yourself for your question if you'd like that to happen. Okay. um, Juju wants to know, do you know KN is the question. Do you know KN? Do you have actor friends?
No, I accidentally mistyped and I had to type it again. But do you have any actor friends or actress friends that you know on a personal level?
I do. Yeah, I have a lot of actor friends. I'd say most of my friends, besides my childhood and kind of growing through school and what have you, and people that I meet along the way, are actor friends. And I think I'm from Philadelphia, so moving to California, I have more actor friends because I feel like everybody in this town is somewhat in entertainment, a lot of us in certain areas. So I tend to find, I see them like, oh, you're an actor, oh, you're a director, oh, you're a writer. I can pinpoint people out more, where in Philadelphia, it was a little bit more difficult to run into the actors there. Yeah.
I actually live in California.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I'm visiting family.
You're okay.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. Are you in Philadelphia? That would be.
I thought it was going to say I was in Philly. I'm like, oh, what part?
That'd be awesome. Okay, guys, I'm gonna break this questioning up with some like improv games, and then we'll come back to a couple questions. It'll give you guys time also to think about any questions that you might want to ask her. Again, improv, Melissa said it. I mean, so much of acting, what's fun about it is it's in the other person, or it's around you, and it's kind of taking off the focus on you and kind of just going with your gut, and at the end of the day, having fun with each other. I thought if anybody wants to try this, I've never tried this virtually. I've done it in a classroom many times. And it's something about, there's a vocab word we talk about, breaking character. You don't want to break character. Like if your character is very serious, and maybe you're the one in a comedy where the other character is funny, everybody's laughing, but you have to be serious. So you cannot break your face and start laughing. So I thought it'd be funny if we try this, like, don't laugh. I know you guys have probably done this. It's like real life when somebody says, don't laugh. And then you just start to laugh, right? Mrs. Kirkland was just sharing that she and her teenage daughter do that often. Don't laugh. And it's hard. So is it an acting skill? Absolutely. So does anybody want to do this and participate and try, where you have to look at the camera, kind of like what I'm doing right now, and be like, actually, you can't look at the camera because that's like cheating. You have to look at whoever's trying to make you laugh, and we can see your face. So the gallery view is best, so you can watch whatever two want to try it. Who wants to give it a shot? Oh, love that. Juju's hands went boom, and Jillian, awesome. Senna, was that a rocking back and forth? Yes. Why not? YOLO. Okay, so Juju, do you want to try to make Melissa laugh, or Melissa, do you want to try to make Juju laugh? What scenario do you want, Juju? I'm gonna let you decide.
I want Melissa to try and make me laugh.
Okay, so Juju, you need to look at Melissa, watch her the whole time, make sure you can hear her, and we can see you too. This is awesome. Go ahead, and we'll start when you're ready, Juju. You'll say, I'm ready.
All right, I'm ready. I can't be unmuted because they gotta hear me laugh.
It's awesome. So Melissa, you're gonna try to make Juju laugh.
Yep.
Are you ready?
All right, I'm ready.
And should we say smiling too? Like smiling's out. Like,
oh,
you gotta be serious. You gotta have a serious look on your face. Like you're a doctor about to deliver some serious information.
He's already laughed. He's already laughing.
Here we go. Juju.
Wipe the smile off. No smiles. Good luck.
All right, you got this. Oh. The rest of us can laugh, by the way. The rest of us can be laughing, but Juju, You can't laugh.
Take hands on your face.
So you can't talk your face.
Her face is going to explode. Juju's good. He's got stealth. He's got
Hands down.
Yeah.
Get the rhythm down. Oh no.
Oh, I'm getting dizzy too.
Here comes the eyeball.
Trying to not say much. Just trying to let the words speak.
Oh,
There's a smile.
that was so good. Marshall, that was good.
Make me
Good
laugh.
job, Juju.
Sometimes that's what makes it harder is the audience, especially live, right? The audience.
Yeah, when people laugh, I laugh.
I laughed.
Yeah, that was my mom.
I'm trying to challenge
Good
myself.
job, Mom.
Not saying anything visual.
We love that. We love it.
Okay, but when people would tell me like not to smile or not to laugh, I would be screaming in my head, "No, go ahead, laugh, smile." And then like my body will be like, "I don't want to." And it's just like, "Hello, how may I help you?"
That's what we call the Juju technique, everybody. Love that. Okay, Jillian, she's been warming up. Awesome. Which scenario do you want? Jillian, do you want to try to make Melissa laugh, or do you want her to try to make you laugh?
I want to try to make me laugh because I'm bad at making people laugh on purpose.
It's a lot of pressure with that. I totally get that. All right, start when you're ready. Jillian, you'll say you're ready.
I can't make serious faces. You can ask me about that.
This is where we're using just using our imagination, right?
Okay. I lost.
It's hard to just get focused. There you go. There you go. Get mean face. Do the mean face. There you go. That's not a mean face.
I sometimes pretend my jaw's just been hardwired shut and I'm in so much pain. That's the only thing I could think about. Can't hear anything.
Okay, so I had my friends, they decided to tell me, so we're gonna do this whole vision board thing. And I was like, great, I've never done a vision board. I was like, this is perfect. So they're like, okay, collect items, go and get like ribbons and like, you know, like magazines and all this stuff and just get everything together and get like a big board and get like glitters and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, great, I got everything prepared. I had like a week and a half to prepare everything. Pens, pencils, glitters, everything. I get everything together, we get the Zoom, we're on. I forgot the magazines, which is, I think, the huge part of apparently the vision board. So I had to run around to my neighbors. Yeah, and I had to ask everybody for magazines. First one, I had to wait about 3 minutes to get it. It was a medical pamphlet. I actually could even pull it because it's right over here. It's a medical pamphlet. She's a nurse, had about 6 pages, a bunch of dialogue about medical gloves, masks, things that really weren't visions for me. But I thought, what can I do about it? So yeah, I'm going to show you. I feel like it's important that I really get this across because this is what I was working with. Yeah. 6 pages of medical dialogue for my vision board. This is, mind you, 2020, 2021. Think of where we came from, where we're going. The second one that I got. Do you like water? Waves, no waves, oceans, lakes, ponds? Yeah. Have you ever been to the Sierra Gateway? I can take you there. Come on, Jillian, I know you want to go. I know you want to go to the Sierra Gateway. Every kind of fish. At this point, that's all I got. I cut out an elephant. That's what I got. I got an elephant.
Jillian made you work. She made you work. That was awesome.
Sorry.
You're a torture not having to laugh at that.
Awesome. Nice job. There is a lot of pressure, right, Melissa? When you're like, okay, what's going to get them? I don't.
And I just think of like, I'm trying not to be the comedy person I am and be comedic and be a comedy. I'm trying to just be in the moment. And that's a true story. It just happened. And I showed up with these two and I was like, all right, guys, this is my 2021. Like, what are we figuring out? It's, it was just pilot season is so busy, and yeah, I've just been super busy. So it was just funny to have that option. So
That's rad.
I
Okay.
made it work.
Okay. Contender number 3, Miss Senna. Senna, what scenario do you want? Do you want to try to make her laugh, or do you want her to try to make you laugh?
I mean, no one's tried to make her yet, so I guess I'll just go for it. Because I mean, I'd be out in 2 seconds anyway if it was me. If someone looks at me and I'm not supposed to laugh, I'm like rolling on the floor, crying, laughing so hard. Okay. All right. Things I don't know. I can't be funny, but all right. So this is my monologue. So people always tell me that. Well, no, people don't tell me this. I tell people this, and then they're very surprised when I actually demonstrate. But people always say to me that I can make a really good goat impression. So I'll do. I go, meh, meh, and like, you know, it doesn't seem that like weird. But I'm a horse rider, and my trainer has baby goats. And so I used to go at the baby goats, and they'd like scream back to me. And so I'd be riding a horse past the goats, and I'd scream at the goats in, you know, goat language, just be like, hey. And they'd all like back to me and scream back to me. And we had our little language we'd speak. So that's random. And now I'm really regretting saying I was going to make a trained actor laugh. Like, horrible
You're
decision.
doing great.
Not a horrible decision
She's
at all.
stone faced. Melissa's just stone faced.
Not horrible at all. That was awesome.
Maybe if I just laugh for long enough, you'll laugh at me.
Goat's language. I saw your whole visual going down and everything. Awesome. We're gonna use that.
Language.
Awesome. Melissa, I'm gonna say as a referee, I did see this little movement in your throat a couple of times. I don't know if that's part of your
Swallowing.
technique. Tightened up a
I said
little.
swallowing, maybe.
You can't swallow. Awesome. That's funny. You can't move. I know, right? We're frozen.
No,
That's awesome.
I mean, I still have to, if it's whether it's funny to me or not, I still have to be in the zone. So
Love that. Senna, that was great. You guys, all 3 of you, thank you. Did I miss anybody else? I wanted to do this before we get back to some questions, because there are some questions in the chat, but if any of you wanted to try the don't laugh game really quick, I don't want to miss that.
I want to try to make Melissa laugh because
Go
my
for it.
uncle, he doesn't do stand-up comedy, but he should, because then the mortgage would be paid constantly. So, okay. I'm gonna get the shepherd's pie.
No, don't worry.
Ah, man.
Focus.
All right.
All right, you're gonna make, Juju, go for it. You're gonna make Melissa
So I'm
laugh.
gonna try some stand-up comedy things I got. All right. Random punchline, by the way, just off the top of my head. So, you know, me and my mom have like this favorite drink we like, and it's called a Calypso. And so we go to the store we buy it at, all right? You know, and I get the bomb flavor. This is like the flavor everyone gets. And so I get it. And I go up to the dude, and I'm like, hey, can I get this? He's like, where's your license? And I'm like, license? I had the money on the table, everything paid for. I'm like, license? You mean license? He's like, aren't you, this is a liquor store. You gotta show up with your license. And I'm like, dude, does this look like alcohol? It's a Calypso. It's juice. It's fruit juice. Come on, dude. And he's like, no, get out of here unless you're going to come back with your license. So I look at the dude, look at the bottle, look at the money. I open the cash register, steal the money, and smack the dude upside the head with the bottle. go.
Nice improv, Juju, and trying. That was really
Tried.
the fall, the drop.
Tried.
The drop. You know what? Okay, so there's a couple questions that I'm going to get to. Nice job.
Yeah, nice job, both of you
Melissa,
guys.
is there ever been a time?
And,
Oh,
and
sorry.
even if it's funny, guys, both of you were funny. I'm a train. That's a different role.
Yeah, you're trained. There's no way you're gonna laugh.
So, Melissa, is there been a time,
But
especially
it's
probably
insane with drama when I need to be in that moment with these heavy moments, and I'm standing here and I have the lighting going here and the video, sound guy here, and someone's tucking me here and the makeup lady here and touching up here, and they're like, okay, we need you to cry. I know I do it in one take. That's it. I can cry on cue. I do it. I need to be able to do it. I can't be distracted by this world, even though I'm in the world. So that's where I have to go with you guys. I have to be in the world. And that's just me being in this moment. Okay, I'm not here to laugh. I'm not here to laugh. That's it.
that's cool. It's all
Doesn't matter if
focused.
it's funny or not. So don't think that you guys aren't funny, because you are, but that's what I'm trained to do, is to just focus on what I'm here to do.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all of you for playing that. Yeah, Senna, question.
I have a question. So, I mean, you were kind of just saying that there are really intense scenes you have to do as an actor sometimes. Do you have any advice, and like, how do you handle getting through intense scenes like that where you have to be crying or someone else is crying, or really emotional, intense scenes that, even though they're not real, kind of feel real when you're playing that part?
For me, I like to, I'm one to make sure I nailed at the top, only for the fact that with every take that you go, because you're going to ask for multiple takes, definitely because there's going to be different angles depending on how many cameras are on set, depending on the production. It's important to make sure when you're rehearsing that you're not, with emotional scenes, you're not rehearsing up at top, so that when you go on set, you're not drained emotionally. And I like to perform at the top so that every take we go below that, they can always tell me, hey, we need you to adjust below or above. They can adjust me from there. So I kind of go in at 100 always, hoping that I'll only have to do one take. Yeah.
Good question, Senna. Nice.
I think also too is just depending on your method of training and how you choose to be an actor. I don't think that there's a way I can tell you to prep yourself per se, but remember that when you go on set and you are the character and you put yourself in that character and you say, how would she respond? How would she react? How would she do this? You do it, you perform it, and then you leave it on set. Then you pick it back up. Don't bring your work with you. That's the best thing I can say for that as well too. But it also depends on your craft and how you choose to, what you choose to do. But it's important to just know that you're here to perform. This is your character. You're meeting her here, and that's her. Yeah, or him, or anybody, vice versa. I love playing an animal. Trust me, I love an animal.
Awesome. One of the
I have
questions.
a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, have you ever improvised the script? Like, no, instead of this line, I want to put this extra dramatic line because it really fits my character better than this line.
Yes. So it's usually, you get to play with it a little bit more, depending on every production's different. You always respect the writer. So the writer comes first. TV, it's a little bit more tight knit when it comes to improv, but there's always room to play. You talk about it and you ask them, hey, can I make this my own? Or is this the writer's work? And you always perform what the writer did first. And then if there's a second take or a third and you get to play and the director and everybody wants to play, then you perform more. It's just all about just playing and kind of seeing what you guys come up with as a whole. But yeah.
Yeah, exploring, right?
Yeah.
Experimenting. Awesome. Margaret has a question that she's asking me to ask. When it comes to finding work for writing and acting, what's the process been for you? Are there organizations or programs that you recommend, places to find collaborators? Good question, Margaret.
When it comes to writing and acting for me, I'm a big fan of creating my own content. So most of the stuff I do write, I usually write, direct, produce, depending on if I can lift that extra fourth or fifth hat, star in as well. But it tends to be a lot. Because you want to give your all to each hat. So I kind of feel and say to myself, okay, where can I serve this story best, and where can I serve telling it for my audience and for everybody involved? And that's the hat and role that I play on. But when it comes to process of combining both writing, I mean, I definitely make sure I am a fan of having managers, agents, your team of people, your group of people that support you know that you are a writer and an actor. Sometimes they'll combine and get you work for both, as you do it for yourself as well too. Or you can find reps that kind of rep you for either or both combined. But I think it's kind of important to kind of create your own work when you're writing. Explore yourself as a writer, because when you explore yourself as a writer, you understand what it is to be the writer and the storyteller, and then you kind of understand to bring the words off the page as an actor, and then you kind of bring it to life yourself, and then you're like, oh wow, this is what it is, and then it makes it easier for you to tell other people's stories.
Awesome. Adam, do you want to ask your question? And then Brooke, you can ask your question after Adam. I kind of scrolled back up in the chat, guys. Sorry.
Oh, I was just wondering if you had any favorite roles you like to play, and along with that, if there's roles that you don't play or you won't play, like will you not do a horror movie, or do you only do drama, or do you try to stick to something in particular?
Yeah, so there's a lot of roles that I have liked to play. I'm usually particular about the roles I go out for. I feel like it tends to need to in line with who I am as a person, as a human, as a being, and what I believe in, and kind of my core values first, most important. So I think that definitely plays a part in what roles I choose to take. There's not a genre I wouldn't say that I won't touch. I'll definitely explore all genres. I need a good script. I need a good character, and the story needs to play. It needs to play a big part in it. It's all comes together as a whole. And then depending on who I'm working with, is really important. You know, you're spending 12, 15 hours on set with people for anywhere from 1 to 5 to 3, 4 months at a time. It becomes like family. So you need to make sure that you have that connection with those people. So I think that's definitely important to be able to have that. And when it comes to, I think of one particular role would be the lead role of Anne Parrish in Philadelphia, the Yellow Fever. It was about how yellow fever hit Philadelphia, and she was an incredible woman who taught women how to spin and just kind of get their first wording and ground down for jobs, and kind of creating content and stuff out there for their men when they were sick back in the time. So it was really kind of really cool work with her. I think we won, I think 3 daytime Emmys for that. Yeah, good one.
Congratulations.
Wow.
Awesome.
Wow. Thank you.
Not getting all the details.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Adam, for that question. And Brooke, do you want to go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your question about college?
I just wanted to know, did you go to college for acting/screenwriting? And if so, what college did you go to?
No, I did not go to college. I did not go to college at all for acting, writing, screenwriting, or in general. I just chose to study with people, and I studied with people that went to Yale. I studied with people that went to Juilliard. I studied with people that went to improv comedy. I studied with people that went nowhere. It doesn't matter for me, as long I feel like I can learn and be educated by anybody and everybody. So like I said, it's just about finding your tribe and your people that you can vibe with and you feel comfortable with, and kind of be able to be you and create and explore. And once you find that program, that school, that person, that coach, the group of friends, whatever it is just kind of what fits you, I think is most important.
Yeah, and
Okay,
that leads
thank you.
Margaret, did she answer that question? Because you were wondering like how you go about finding groups of people, did you want her to elaborate on that? Probably, Margaret, or Melissa, will you do that? Like, how do you go about finding a group to collaborate with, whether it's through the writing or acting?
So I think for me, I tend to kind of ask around. I come from independent world, which is indie world, which is kind of like anything to get the shot. So you guys kind of get together, you collaborate, you shoot ideas. I mean, I've shot films in less than 48 hours. I mean, from beginning writing to shooting and production, I turned it in less than 24 to 48 hours. I have done those. They're crazy. I've done them in 2 weeks. Yeah. Amy knows because she's had some phone calls and been a part. So yeah,
Awesome.
you know, but having that drive and that energy and that kind of envisioning, having a group together that wants to create this story and tell this, and then sometimes the rules are you have to have this sentence in it and you got to incorporate the sentence around the whole entire theme, and it's like this whole big thing. But you know, I think kind of finding people that have the drive. Facebook is really good for groups. Don't be afraid. I mean, I don't know ages, obviously talk to parents and have them kind of work with you as a team, and get Facebook groups. Start your own Facebook group, start your own. And I don't care if you have 2, 3, 4, the smaller, the better, because you know, you have your core people that are going to be able to have that. Okay, you want to get your cinematographer, you want to get your writer, you want to get your actor, you want to get your AD, you want to get your sound, you want to get, there's so many people, there's so many jobs, lighting, like everybody has a great job, and you just get people and you add it, create a post. Facebook, people love that. I think Facebook is a really group driven community where they kind of like to kind of help each other out. So I found that was a really good one. There's plenty of websites as well too, depending on where you're located, that you can kind of look for other people as well too, to kind of just, I ask around. Word of mouth is best. I mean, I get myself in my actors groups, I get myself in my writers groups, and I get the emails. I create a database, and I watch people's content. If I see a great short film or a great, you know, feature film, I'm like, wow, really good content, and they made it. I email them, I reach out and say, hey, I have this idea or this thought, or I want to create, or hey, let's work together. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there and reach out there and let them know that you want to collaborate. I want help. I want to do this. I want to this. Trust me, people want to work together. And that's all you just need to do, is just put yourself out there.
One of the things I find that students, especially this generation, they do want to create their own YouTube channel. They want to create their own content, which is great, because that's where the industries and a lot of agents are saying, you need to create your content. Is that accurate? Would you agree with that?
Yes.
I mean, obviously you're doing it. I mean, you look at you guys, when you go to her website, she created that all. So I know a lot of you have expressed how much you love marketing too. And I mean, branding, all that. Melissa's a guru with this.
I'm actually gonna start investing money. Start it early, save, so you don't have to go to college. Become a millionaire before you go to college. So that way college ain't worth nothing. Hey.
Thank you, Juju. Wisdom of Juju. Kylie, and I'm sorry if I mispronounce this, Declan, have a question. Do you guys want to ask it yourselves?
Sure. How many years have you been acting?
Professionally, I would say probably about 10 years, give or take, 7 to 10 years. Yeah. Professionally, yeah, because I dabbled into it, and kind of, you know, you do life and you do other things and you travel and do all that good stuff. And but yeah, where I'm like full-time, heavy going constantly all the time. Yeah.
Thank you. And then Margaret has another question, because I know she, along with several students here tonight, and then we are videotaping this so that people can watch it on their own time when it makes sense for their schedule. But she would like to know if you could tell us about your teaching process for the screenwriting lessons.
Oh yeah. So when it comes to screenwriting, I plan on, there's going to be different levels, but first we're going to start off with our pencil. It's called pen and pencil, and we start off in pencil, and we kind of give you the outline of kind of how I do my process of screenwriting and how I teach it in different ways. And then once we kind of do our pencil and we get ourselves going and we feel like we understand our world, then you can jump into your ongoing pen, which is kind of our ongoing stuff where we're kind of writing, we're writing scripts, we're bouncing ideas back and forth, we're, you know, casting stuff, we're putting stuff in a Dropbox and we're saying, hey, read this ahead of time, we're bouncing ideas, we're putting up storyboards, we're doing all of that, but we're also doing it in the world in which I taught you in pencil. It's going to be transitioning into pen so that you understand that, so they coexist with each other. Because the way I kind of, the format in which I teach you to be able to create a story, a screenplay in any type of genre or any format. So that's the point of kind of giving you that, the build off each other.
I want to take your class. Sounds so fun. Sounds so fun. Again, the writing. Oh, that's all about the writing. And some of you guys do it and you're not even, you know, I write all the time. I don't know if it's technically screenwriting. That's why it's great to work with a professional who really, you know, has the formatting down and just cuts to the chase, and it's awesome. So thank you again for offering those lessons. Okay, Juju wants to go next. Go, Juju. And then after that, just so I can allocate time, if you guys can put your name in the chat if you are wanting to do the commercial reading. Okay, so just respond to that, and then have your sides ready, and then we'll let you do that, and then get some feedback real quick. And then if there's time, we'll do one more improv game called Gibberish, where you talk back and forth. However, like you and Melissa, and you make up your own language. It's pretty fun. It's pretty cool. You just talk gibberish, like that was my short demonstration. So awesome. Some people are wanting to do the Kodak reading. So Juju, why don't you go ahead and ask your question right now while people are
Have you
thinking.
ever done any voice acting on like an anime or a cartoon or like an animated movie?
I have done voice acting, but I haven't. I'm dabbling currently into animation right now, so that's where I want to go into.
Yeah, animation and robotics. That's something I'm really good with.
Nice.
I actually did coding when I was like 5, 6. So yeah, technology is like one half of me. That's like the logic half, which is actually your right side of your brain. The right side of your brain is actually the part of your brain that uses all logic. And then your left side is all creativity. So if you lose your left side, you'll only be using logic.
Juju, I think I'm going to ask you to be my next guest for a upcoming
Thank you.
special guest.
I don't mind. You know,
we're gonna pick your mind. I can see that.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're just adding so much. All of you guys, again, thank you for being here and adding.
If you like voice, talk to mom and see if mom can and you guys can get yourself a Clubhouse account. Clubhouse, I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but it's probably in the past, I think it came out last year, but that's the new social media platform that is taking wave. Talk to your parents about it, obviously, if you're under the age of 18. But that's another, it's all voice. It's really cool. So you don't see anybody, you can't DM anybody. You're in a big group and you guys just create different rooms and talk different topics. And it's a really, really cool platform. So you might, take some interest in that.
Love that. Love that. Okay. So I was looking through the chat. Are there directors, Margaret wants to know real quick, are there any directors, producers, or studios you've worked with that we might know of or that we should check out?
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty, I would say. Maybe I'll send something to Ciceri, because I would have to send, my friend just did it. She has most of my stuff is out of New York and Philly. I'm new to Los Angeles, and the ones I know are kind of a little bit larger. But maybe I'll send something to y'all. Let me think about that. I'll get something together and maybe I'll send something to you and tell you to check out something, because there's a few. I'd have to time it right on East Coast stuff for you guys. They created a couple short and feature films and a couple theater productions I would definitely want you guys to check out. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to respect everybody's time. Okay. And if we go to like 6:10-ish, that's okay. Okay. Just so I don't want anybody feeling like, I really wanted to try the commercial reading and there's not enough time. We will go a little over if you want that opportunity. Okay. So Senna, you want to go first? What in the chat I see Juju wants to try the commercial read and Senna. So that would be awesome. And Juju, did you take a screenshot of the dialogue by chance, or did you do that earlier?
What dialogue?
Just to clarify with you guys, this might be helpful. If you screenshot this really quick.
Oh yeah, my mom, if you saw her earlier, you guys saw her earlier. She was
cool
right here taking pictures,
Cool. Awesome.
I also actually have another question.
Go for it.
Do you like anime? Do you watch anime?
I don't watch anime as much. My daughter does. So my daughter's a big anime fan. So she watches it more than I do. But animation and like cartoons and like all that world, totally me. Like, yeah, definitely. Like I totally am going to be voiceover in that world. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big anime fan. I'm a really big anime fan.
What do
Yeah,
you like
so-
to do with animation? Do you like to create it, or what do you mean or do you just like to watch it, or what do you want to
I
do?
read it, I watch it, I draw it. I also make it 3D on my computer.
Okay.
I wear it. I have like a collectible anime t-shirts in my closet. So yeah, yeah, I do it all with anime.
So how are you gonna create your future in anime? What is there? What are the plans?
I have lots of different anime ideas. One of them specifically, a boy. He is misunderstood and very smart, and then he uses his smart to recreate his DNA, and he injects it into himself, and it leaves this two big scars, and it's actually based off of me, because I have these two big scars on my arm. You see this one, you can see clearly. Then there's another one like right here on my shoulder, but that one's like really hard to see all over the camera.
It's cleaner. Okay.
Yeah, and so it's basically he has those two scars, and then he basically just turns himself into like a DNA morphing being, and then boys start to pick on him. Long story short, he becomes king of the world.
Wow.
Love that.
You won the story.
Love the autobiographical nature of it too. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Senna, are you ready, my dear?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how to pronounce a couple of these words, but we're going to call it improv.
Yeah, listen, guys. Listen, I'm just going to throw out there, just for most things minus TV, it's very important words, but the words don't matter. It's the feeling. Know what you're saying with every punctuation. Understand how that word, that sentence, what that means to you, and what you're trying to make that other person understand. That's all I need you to do, is make me understand what you're trying to say and how you feel about it. The words don't mean anything. I'm not even looking at the script, so I don't know if you're right or wrong. So, okay?
Okay.
Whenever you're ready. And you can take your time to settle in. There's no ever, whenever you get into an audition, it is your time. It is your space. Nobody rushes you. You take as much time as you need to start and finish, and that's that.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, here goes. When I first held this camera in my hands, I felt this power come over me. And right then and there, I knew. The Kodak Advantex was something special. I felt the world had to know about this camera, so I decided to go on a mission to extol its virtues. What more can I say? Drop-in loading, 3-picture format. This is truly the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Nice. Okay, so the first thing I noticed, great, first and foremost, is you understood your world. So you understand that it's commercial, and you understand that you have to be upbeat, and you understand that the energy needs to be there. So I love how you understood your world, you understood your genre, you understood your audience, and you started off right away smiling, this is it. And you build your monologue. So a monologue is just building. So I love how you knew how you build off of it. It's just this, it's that, it's that. You just like, you went with it. So really, really nice work. And I love how you kept eye contact. You're reading your script, but I didn't catch you looking down or anything. Really nice. You just picked it up nice. You made it a part of the scene. So I like that. Really nice work.
Thank you.
Yeah, good work.
Yeah, it seemed real natural for you. Like,
Very natural. Yeah. Which means you're good at cold reading, which is great because you'll get an audition and you'll have something and it might go great and might say, hey, great, can you take 5 minutes and come back and read this? Or they might see you as a whole nother character, which I've happened before. I've read something, they're like, oh my God, really nice work, but we see you as her. And they hand you a bunch of pages and you go out for 5 minutes and you got to come in and be this whole new character. So it's really good that I can tell that you really are quick with your, your reading and stuff like that. So that's really important, especially in also in soaps. So soap opera, if you can survive soap operas, you can survive anything, because soap operas, you'll have a full script. It'll be ready to go. You'll be on set. You're ready to shoot. All of a sudden he comes up to you. He's like, hey, we did a bunch of rewrites. Ready to go in 15? And it's a whole new world. So yeah, that's why you see those soap operas Yeah, that's dialogue. And sometimes you literally early morning before shooting, you get a whole new script and it's a whole new thing and just, you gotta go.
Wow.
So really good. Yeah.
Adam, and just so you guys know, Adam, he put the link to the script if you guys wanted to see it, if you were thinking about giving it a shot. Awesome. Thank you, Senna, for doing that. Juju, you're up. Go for it. When you're ready, of course. I'm going to get out of the way because Melissa's going to direct you.
Okay, so my mom, my uncles, JJ, my cousins are always saying, this guy is going to be in some commercials. And I was kind of thinking if I could like go off script and do a Mountain Dew commercial or some other commercial. You guys could pick the topic. I don't know. All right, so is it okay if I go a little off the script?
Miss C, are you okay with that?
Oh, you're directing this, Miss Director
Oh, okay.
Martinelli.
Yeah.
So you go for it.
I'm
All right.
Yeah.
Hold on.
After this, after he goes, I want one more question, because like, do you still get nervous? I know that that's the big thing, right? For anybody trying things new, and a lot of my students, like the nerves. How do you deal with the nerves, and does it ever go away, Melissa? Is something that I think would be a good closing question, you know, after everybody wants to try this.
All right, so are you guys ready? All right, check this out. I'm gonna do a Gatorade commercial. Gatorade, all the electrolytes, zero sugar. That way I can keep pushing when I do my workouts. No one can beat me. That was my Gatorade, zero sugar.
Nice.
I kind of fell because
Do
it's
it
just
one more
like
time and put the camera up. I didn't see your face.
I know I was trying to see it so like it would get the
Yeah,
table.
come in with the Gatorade here. Let me see your eyes. It's all about eye contact. Bring it here.
All right. Let me try again.
See those eyes.
All right. Excuse the labeling on this.
Don't even worry about it.
Right. Hey, I'm still doing my workout. I can keep going though, because I have Gatorade zero sugar. Has zero sugar, all the electrolytes. That way, keeps you pushing. All right, my 5's over. Let's go.
Yes. Exciting.
All right. And the reason why I did Gatorade is because Gatorade does the most easiest to remember commercials. Zero sugar, all the electrolytes. That's all, like all of electrolytes, zero sugar. Like it's so easy to remember, and now it's stuck in my head. Right along with that.
We're all gonna be dreaming about that tonight. Electrolytes, no sugar. Melissa, did you have any direction notes you want to give him real quick?
Yeah. So first, I want to say I think it was really nice that, especially playing with your camera, it's important to play with the camera. That's our world now. And being able to bring yourself in and far away, it affects me. So if I'm a busy agent and I don't have time and you just walk in, I'm just like, yeah, just whatever. You're like 112. You need me to get a look up. If I'm sitting here and I'm watching 1,000 tapes, I need to look up. If you create the same world as everybody else, I'm not. I might, but it's like, oh, skip. Like, they're busy. We're busy. Everyone's busy. You know what I mean? So I liked how you brought the world here, bring it here, keeping it here, and you take direction well. Because the minute I told you here, you brought it up, you stayed in that world, you brought close, you said, hey, I gotta go. So you knew you were leaving, you were on your way out, you understood your world. So that was really nice work. Yeah, you were here, you were in, you were telling them what it was, and then you were out. So you kept that world.
Awesome.
Nice.
The way I think of a camera in a movie, I think of the camera as the window we view that world.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And you know what's really important is when you have the camera is to make sure that every time you have the opportunity to let your audience, the viewers, see your point of view through that lens is key. So always keeping that point of view, even when it comes down to cinematography, what you open with, what you close with, what you had your characters wear, what was in the background, what sat on the shelf, what did she have in her hand? It's really, really important. Props and all those things are really important. So yeah, nice stuff.
Nice job, guys. Is there anybody who wants to do the gibberish improv? Where we're all
Yes,
laughing and you just go
yes.
back and forth with Melissa. She's
I've
gonna
actually
talk
been
gibberish
trying
along
to
with
create
you.
a language. I've actually been trying to create a language.
Okay, so we're gonna watch it. These don't have to be super long because if there's several, like put your name in the chat if you want to give it a shot before. And
Miss
then
C, jump in on this. Miss C's jumping in on this.
oh, I am. Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm like, who's
Maybe
Miss?
we can popcorn.
That's me.
We can popcorn it around the room. Do we want to popcorn it?
I know that would be cool because it could be a big conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And Adam, by the way,
Uh-huh.
wanted to try to make you laugh earlier.
Yeah, it could. Don't let
But I
us
put just
wallow in
kidding.
our defeat. That'd be sick. We can't. You don't let us wallow in our sad defeats.
We have to respect everybody's time. We have about 4 minutes. So, how do we want to do this, Melissa? Why don't you start talking gibberish with Juju, and then if anybody wants to come into the conversation, they will unmute themselves and they'll interrupt with their gibberish, and we will do our best to not talk at the same time. But right, we'll see how that works. But let's agree that no more than 3 at a time, and then I'll pause it so that other people can maybe start the next one with Melissa. Does that make sense? And then you guys can come back in if you want to. Does that make sense? Okay, awesome. Thank you. I know several of you had to stay or had to leave. So thank you again, everybody, for being here tonight. And Adam, thank you for moderating also. And yeah, awesome. All right. And Melissa, thank you for being here.
Yes. And if I didn't answer anybody's question, please let Miss C know and I'll cover it if I didn't cover it completely, if I didn't answer it for you fully.
Love
or
that.
if you have another one.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And you were so generous to come to the acting class too. So thank you for that experience as well. She's so generous and she leads. Melissa and I we are dear friends, and I brought her in to you students because I know she leads with her heart, and that's what it's all about in the arts. So awesome. So okay, Juju and Melissa, why don't you start the gibberish and then go for it.
It's getting into character.
No, I was waiting for you to talk, and then I'd be like, "What kind of disgraceful statement was that?"
Oh.
Disagreement. Blah blah blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
And then blah. And then blah. Blah. Spimble. My arm pierce.
No, yeah.
The black camera. Tell him yes.
And cut. Awesome. That was some really interesting original language going on there. So this time, who wants to start it? Nice job. Who wants to start it? You know me, I will put you on the spot in all the healthy ways. So Senna, thanks for your hand going up. Jillian, it's fun. It's fun to try. And all you do is just watch the person and you have your own dialogue going in your head, right? And then you just off of them.
Me, we were having a disagreement about politics, and I was telling you guys my plan to rule the world, and you guys were all like, "You can't do that. You'd be a terrible leader."
But then I agreed with you, but I was like, oh, how are we going to do this?
And I was surprised. I was like, ooh, she agreed.
Awesome. All right. So Senna, why don't you start your own gibberish, and then whoever wants to join in. Okay. So it'll be Senna, and then Melissa, and then any of you guys, we'll have a go to 4 this time. Okay. I'm not going to join in. I'm going to just watch y'all. Okay, here we go. My cats just came in the room. You guys are reminding me how amazing humans are. We are amazing creatures, right? Like, honestly, it's so fun. It's so fun to just watch you guys doing that and just having fun and playing.
I legit thought about just coming up and spitting some random Japanese.
Okay, so I forgot to give the disclaimer. If any of you speak foreign languages and we said anything that's not appropriate, which I don't think happened, but that would be funny in a funny way. You guys, thank you, Melissa. Again, thank you for being here and offering the lessons. Also, just so you guys know, she works full time as an actor, director, screenwriter, and I brought her in as a community vendor because students started asking about screenwriting lessons. I asked her, and she's again so generous to make it happen, find a way, right? So thank you again, Melissa. Adam, thank you for moderating. Thank you all for being here and adding to the fun. Hopefully, till next time, right? Till next time. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Go eat some lunch. Go make up some languages.
Hey, do you have
Thank
anything?
you, Melissa.
Do you have anything to say to the secret camera I had planted?
Oh.
It's a microphone.
Oh.
Do you have anything to say?
First time caller. I'm a first time caller. First time caller. First time caller.
All right. Well,
perfect way to end. Savannah.
No, the perfect way to end is with some anime music. Hey, here, I got this. I got this. I got the anime music. Check this out. Check this out.
We're gonna be seeing
Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you, Adam.
Adam,
I'm sorry, you guys. We have to go.
Thank you all. The elite guys.
Until next time.
Guys.
Bye, Kylie. Bye, Declan.
No, not
Bye,
that.
Eric.
Bye, Juju. Bye, Kylie, Deacon, Eric, Amy.